Hi everyone, I'm Rahmat Empowerment Wala, lead facilitator, Rehan School Online Academy, and I welcome all of you, my wonderful participants here in my Zoom class, and all of those who are watching us through this live stream on our Rehan School Online Academy Facebook page. Thank you so much for joining tonight's GupShup session with Rehan School students. It's 28th of February 2026. The day is Saturday, and the time is 10:37 p.m. UTC plus 5, which is Pakistan Standard Time. Um, Let's start our tonight's GupShup session. Tonight we have Tarzan as our special guest. Thank you so much, Tarzan, for being here. Let me tell you a little about Tarzan. Tarzan is from Austin, Texas. He is a visionary entrepreneur, driving human flourishing, building America's next skill-enabled platform. He's integrating AI, robotics, and constructions ecosystem and designing bold solutions for community and economic impacts. Tarzan, thank you so much for being here. Over to you. Stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I that's very gracious of an introduction. I'm just a human being in Austin, Texas, and my heart's really big for the world, and I'm just here to do my part. Um, I started my entrepreneurial career after college because I felt like in college I couldn't do anything. I could only just learn. So I needed to actually do something. And for a lot of the young minds on this stream, it's just very important to really focus on what makes you happy. You hear it a lot, you hear it everywhere, but you really have to take action on what makes you happy. For me, what has always made me happy is fixing problems. And that's not just my problems, but other people's problems. So I've been very fascinated in the in the question of what was the first problem ever? What was it? Was it but it couldn't have been fire. Maybe it was something like shelter, like how do I put a roof over my head? So I've always been very interested in how we as human beings deal with problems and how we address them and potentially solve them for, you know, other things that life has for us, like freedoms, like traveling and things. But yeah, when you're very young and you don't have a lot of understanding or direction in life, it's so important to surround yourself with people that do have that and to ask every question you have because that's going to help you get some sort of roadmap. You really need that roadmap, and no one can give that roadmap to you. You have to make that roadmap. So, how do you make the roadmap? You got to start figuring out what you want. And so, when I was really young, I started to figure out what I really wanted, and that was to help humanity move forward. And it's very ambiguous, very large, but if I can at least succeed at with like 0.01% of that big goal, big vision, I think I would have done a good job with my life. Now, along the way, yes, there is and always will be horrible things that the world has to show you. There's just so much evil out there, but there's a lot of good too. So it's really important as well to have a very close spiritual connection uh, to what you believe in. And I can't tell you what to believe in, but I can tell you you need to believe in the good things for the good reasons because life is too short. So anyway, my big goal right now, guys, is to build artificial intelligence and and in such a way that elevates us within construction and human labor. Why? Well, civilization as we are today is the same civilization 100 years ago, and it's the same civilization 1,000 years ago, and it's the same civilization 50,000, 200,000, maybe a million years ago, We still don't know when we got here, how we got here, but we know we're here. So civilization has always been what you are experiencing right now. A lot of us on Earth trying to figure it out. The promise of artificial intelligence is to figure it out. There's no try. It's to figure it out, like get it done. So when we're about to, all of you may be very young. I'm not sure what the ages are, but if you are under 20, for the next 20 years, you're going to experience the biggest transformation in human civilization because there will be no such thing as a smart person. The idea that someone's smart doesn't matter. I could be a genius. I could be Einstein. You could be the next, I don't know, Stephen Hawking, Einstein, someone who is the highest level of Archimedes. You could be like the next big brain. It won't matter. What matters is how you assemble other people with AI to solve big problems. And that's why AI is so important. And that's why you guys really need to dial in like 100% of your focus on how to be AI literate. Like you got to do it. You got to do it. So even for me, I'm approaching 40 and I'm learning every day what AI can do. You guys are ahead of me big time. Like take advantage of that. Please. Like I want to hear about everybody in here on the school making lots of cool, companies and solutions. But the only way to really do that again is you got to do what you got to do because it makes you happy. And if it doesn't make you happy, you got to get to it. And you can get to it fast with AI. So what makes me happy right now, guys, is how AI can not only make our lives better, but how it can build our world, how it can actually build our world. Because I'm from an entrepreneurial technology perspective, I'm focused on something called the perception layer or the physical AI that's about to happen where we have robots in our lives interacting with us, helping us physically do things. But the big problem is these robots that are going to be able to work with us, to build our homes, they won't be able to do it without causing bigger problems. And so what I'm solving right now is how do we make robots do human skills like plumbing, construction work, electrical work? Because if I can do that, I can help our world build faster. And if we can help our world build faster, we can go to the stars. We could actually go off world and do really cool things on the moon, do things that are around our universe that we've never done before. So I'm preparing myself for the next 20 years to really focus on that. And I really challenge all of you to create some sort of big goal for yourself that helps us move towards that. Now, I'm not the only person doing cool things. I'm sure all of you are. And I'm sure you guys look up to people that are doing cool things too. But my message really is just be like yourself, don't stress yourself out. Be as big as you want to be. Everyone has a part. But there is something that I want you all to research. It's really important, not just AI, but it's like the reason for AI. There's something called the Kardashev civilization scale. Write that down. Kardashev civilization scale. It's really important for young people that have the advantage of a young life to really get into what that is. The Kardashev scale is the way that humanity as a civilization can go to the stars and then traverse the stars and other galaxies. How do you do that? It's called energy. How do we take advantage of the energy that we have on our Earth, in our solar system, and beyond? So the Kardashev scale that we're at right now This should be like, this should make everybody motivated, maybe pissed off, a little frustrated. Because, like I was saying, our civilization hasn't changed in hundreds of thousands of years. All right. We still are walking around on Earth. So we're still at civilization scale one, which means we're still on Earth. We're still battling and fighting and warring and controversializing, like propaganda-ing. We're doing all those things that we shouldn't be doing to each other for resources. So Cartership scale one is being stuck on Earth with fighting for energy. We all need to be preparing ourselves for Cartership scale two, which is something called Dyson spheres, Dyson swarms. These are how we take the solar power of our star and convert that to power that we can use for the next stage of humanity. So I hope this is a little bit interesting, because being stuck on Earth, being frustrated about where you are or where you want to be, fear of missing out because you don't measure up to someone else's life because you feel that way. Those are not good things. I've spent a large majority of my time on Earth comparing myself to other people. And now later in life, here about almost 40, I don't compare myself to anybody. And it's made me happy to do that. So be yourself, go out there, build great things, solve big problems, and maybe we'll work together someday. So I hope that works for the group here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Tarzan, for that wonderful introduction and telling about yourself and your ambitions and tell us something about our civilization. Thank you so much. I'll definitely look into it. The concept of the civilization scale. Thank you so much. I'll definitely look about it. So Tarzan, you have been with us for like 2, 3 weeks. So I would love to hear your feedback about Rehan School students.
Yeah, that's a good question, because I'll let all of you know how I met Rahan, so you know who Rahan is. Rahan is a he's a very important person for mankind. He's doing a lot of work to figure out how do we help young people become geniuses. He didn't start off that way. He was doing the school model when I met him over a decade ago, and I was still intrigued, and he was intrigued who I am because of my name. I have like a large following on the internet when he met me. Um, and we just became friends because the commonality is so good, because we both want to help everyone. And I mean, we can't physically help everyone, but we can help everyone through solving problems and creating cool things, right? So that's how we met, just a kindred sort of interest in being useful. And that's like, I hope everyone on this, and anyone listening to this, can resonate with that. Like, the goal is to be useful, because if you're useful, it doesn't matter what it is. As long as you're useful, you're going to find some sort of happiness from that. And again, like I was saying, happiness is important. It's very important for your mental health. So Rohan's been very happy helping people and helping young people. So we got back in touch over an event called South by Southwest here in Austin. South by Southwest has given me a lot of great experiences and a lot of bad experiences, but it's good stuff to reflect on, because what South by Southwest as an event in this city brings the world together for the internet, for for the art of for the love of art, for the love of music. It's just like a very pro-human experience festival. And so that's how me and Rahan linked back up and caught back up, told me about this Genius Academy, this AI school. And I said, you know what? That's one of the most important things we all could be doing. That's helping young, like I'm talking like you guys. You guys are going to be me one day. Like, I'm going to be gone. You're going to be me. So it's that kind of like I like to think of it as allowing the elevator to come back down, right? That's what I'm here to do because eventually it's going to be your turn to take the elevator up and challenge all of you to come up, be on top of the world with me. Um, but anyway, that's what Rehan is. He's great, and you guys are all fortunate. He's fortunate to have you. So you guys are all in the right place right now. Now, from my experiences, I love it. I think it's great because I think it's applicable to someone who's learning AI, even in their late 30s. Okay, so I think it's applicable to any age. I think it's applicable to any culture. I think it's applicable to any creed. It's just a great school online to pick up some skills and learn different perspectives. Now, I do want to say that it's really important that all of us collaborate on what new AI tools are coming and to present what you're able to do with these new tools because Claude, Gemini, OpenAI, right? Kimi, okay, um, and DeepSeek, like these are all frontier labs, frontier products that have a whole lot of other companies that work with those. So it's important to use a lot of tools and to share those tools with each other because it helps us get better because nobody's going to be the best. The best outcome for the Rehan School, of course, is to make beautiful minds that make impact in the world. Absolutely. That's the challenge. You got to do that no matter what. But you also need to understand that you can't be the best because the best is not the outcome. It's the act of doing is the outcome. Because that's what AI again does. AI doesn't make you smart. AI just helps you assemble things to get you productive faster. Again, like I don't know if you've ever heard this, everybody, but technology just makes things faster. Don't ever make technology bigger than that. It's just an extension of our thumb. At the end of the day, the thumb is more powerful than technology because the thumb is is the only way, and it's a metaphor. It's the human being is what I'm talking about. But the thumb is the way that technology understands intent. So again, if technology makes things faster, okay, then technology makes intent faster. So where does intent come from? It comes from the thumb, the human being, the mind. So you have to be able to do all that with your technology. Just let it be small. Don't let it be big. Don't let it get confusing. Don't let it take over your life. Don't let things that technology promises make your mental health low. Those are things I've had to learn because people my age are. I'll tell you completely honestly. Like there's a problem with people my age. We were the first to adopt the internet and we're suffering mentally because of it. So your generation needs to understand that my generation um, did it too hard. We used it too hard. With technology in your hands now, don't make it a part of your every second of your life because you'll get addicted to it and then you'll stop making friends in real life and you'll just be like people my age where we're afraid to go outside sometimes. Um, so anyway, I'm just sort of I hope that kind of explains. Like I love the school. I think it's great. Creates the community. You need that. You need to be social. You need to present the things you're doing. You need to talk about what you're learning and finding so that you can help other people. Um, but anyway, I could tell you guys little nuggets that I've had to experience, but it'd be a lot longer stream if we did that.
Oh, thank you, Tarzan. Thank you so much for your feedback about Rehan Alawala and Rehan School and students. Thank you so much. Let's jump to our students. Maybe they have some questions for you. They want to talk to you. So I'll request all of you, if you have any question, which you should have, then please raise your hands and I'll call your names one by one. Anabia Zishan Health Wali. Please, Anabia, introduce yourself and ask your question.
Assalamualaikum Tarzan. My name is Anabi Shan Haltwali and I am a level student at Tar Zan Islamabad campus. Tarzan, my question is for you that what is the most important skill we should focus on today that will help use in really real life, not just in exam?
Okay, well, I can tell you that there's a couple of answers to that because you don't need one skill. You need I want to say you need about six, but I'll give you three. Okay. Um, you need to be curious about the world, very curious about the world, everything. I'm talking about why we do things, how we do things. You need to be very curious about where people come from in their life because that's going to help you be like them. So be curious about everything. Okay. Second, um, there's a tool for everything imaginable. Don't ever try to tell yourself there isn't. There's a tool. Like you need to be able to find that tool. Don't try to waste your time making a tool if it already exists. All right. Third, you've got to be very comfortable when you work, when you are productive. You never, for example, you never want to be slouching. Okay. You always want to be in your chair. You want to be comfortable. You don't want to be lazy. Okay. So when you're comfortable in your work, there's something called effortlessness. Effortlessness. You want to have the ability to be comfortable in your work, like learning or doing, where it's just effortless. Because when it's effortless, you now become more creative. And if you're more creative, every single step of your work, you're going to have a good time. You're going to have a happy time. So be curious about everything, find the tool, and be comfortable in your work. Those are the skills. Everything else comes from that.
Thank you, Tarzan. Thank you. Thank you, Anabia, for the wonderful question.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
And
you.
you are very nice answer.
Thank you so much.
Fahil Ahmed AI Wala. Fahil, please introduce yourself and then ask your question.
Yes, Assalamualaikum, Tarzan. My name is Fahir Ahmad AI Bala, 11th staff at Rehan School, Islamabad campus. And my question is, what should we do now to become successful leader in the future?
Well, that's a question based on your circumstances, right? You have to be realistic about where you are, what you have to work with. There's a quote that I'll extend to you. I use it every day. It's from Teddy Roosevelt. Okay, you got to do what you can with what you have where you are. Okay, you got to do what you can where you are with what you have. And if you can have that mindset that everything is going to be okay because I said so. You need to tell yourself that everything's going to be okay because I said so. And what does that mean? That means that you are in control. That means you are successful. That means you choose success. That means you go out there and do it. So again, do what you can with what you have where you are. And you're going to be great because you said so. That's going to help give you the mindset to be successful at owning a laundromat, owning a gas station, being a teacher, being a mother, being a father. That's the best way to start answer you want to hear me tell you. But the way to really be like financially successful, monkey see, monkey do. Do what other people are doing that you want to do and see if it works for you. I hope that helps. But that's a little thing that I've learned is that sometimes great artists, like great creative artists, think Picasso or an artist that you may or may not know about, but think about how great things are often copied and then done better. So don't try to be too innovative where you never create, is what I'm trying to tell you. All
Thank
right.
you, Tarzan. Thank you so much. That's wonderful. Thank you, Fahil, for that wonderful question.
Welcome, sir.
Next, Monis Ather India Wali. Miss Monis, please introduce yourself and then ask your question.
Hi, Tarzan, and Assalamu alaikum to all. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic.
Thank you so much. I am Munas Athar Eliawali, originally from India and settled in Karachi, Pakistan after marriage. I have been working with Rehan Foundation for the past 3.5 years.
Oh, God bless. Yeah, bless you so much. That is great. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, Tarzan, I want to ask you, I would love to ask you, and I wanted to know what is the most exciting project you are working on right now?
Well, for me right now, it's working on. I have a couple. So when we're born, all of us are born with material that is usually discarded. That material is actually very helpful for healthcare, and we're able to take one of my friends here in Florida in the USA. He is able to take that material and help it make people heal faster with it. So a lot of people are suffering from a lot of different defects with their body, like their joints, their back, whatever it could be, right? And he is able to make these products that people with these defects can use, and they can heal without drugs or surgeries. So that's really fascinating. And I'm helping him to get that all those products into more hospitals. It'd be great to figure out how to do what he's doing over around the world, but it's just so hard to do it. But that's one thing. The next thing is just figuring out how to make construction work, how to clone construction work in a digital spectrum, so that way robots and AI can learn from human beings that are doing the work. Because in the future, robots won't be able to do the work because of insurance and government and policies and things. So robots can really just help to say what to do for the human being to do the work, which is great because this is actually an important distinction maybe that some of you have thought about. But in the future, when we have these robots with us, there's going to be legal reasons why they can't do certain things, because it will endanger people's property and potentially cause a loss of life. So robots in the future will be able to hold your hand, fold your clothes, and that's about it. They won't be able to do the work on a house because it's not insurable. Because computers, you can't hold a toaster to be accountable for failure, right? A human being has to be accountable for failure. So those are the things I'm working on, something in healthcare and something with robotics and AI. So I hope that helps you.
Thank you so much, Tarzan, for such a wonderful answer. Thank you.
You're welcome. Very welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Monis. Thank you. All the very best, Tarzan, for your wonderful humanitarian work. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Okay, next, Osman Ghani Ayawala, please introduce yourself and then ask your question.
Okay, so Assalamu alaikum, Tarzan, and all
Hello.
students and teachers. My name is Usman Ghani Aiwala, and I am a student at Rehan School or campus, first level, fourth batch. So, first of all, my first question is for you, Tarzan. When we go to entrepreneurship and become a leader, what kinds of challenges do we face?
So the biggest challenge is called legal or law. Um, so you have to be very astute or diligent, or you have to pay attention to the laws of what you're doing. Because you may be doing something like a hamburger or a lemonade stand, just very simple. But still, law says, is it sanitary? Is it clean? Did you use gloves? Did you do this? Did you do that? Those are laws, right? Because there's always somebody out there telling you you can't do it. That's my point. As an entrepreneur, you need to be able to have the mindset that I understand I can't do everything, but this is what I'm going to do because we need it. And you have to have that. You have to have that tenacity, that attitude. But at the same time, be doing it legally. Okay. Now, why is that? Because some of the best entrepreneurs on earth in human history, what they do is they change the rules. They change the rules legally. So a lot of entrepreneurs play the rules because they understand them, but the best entrepreneurs improve the rules, change the rules. What's an example of that? There's an entrepreneur named Elon Musk that you may know about. His company, Tesla, could not sell his vehicles, directly to you if you wanted to buy one, because the law at the time said manufacturers can't do that, people that make the cars. So what he did is he improved the rules by getting laws fixed. I want to say fixed, but improved, where he could directly do that here in Texas. And so the rest is history. So to answer your question again, it's not about the best way to market, the best way to sell. It's not about the words to use. It's about the mindset that you are going to go out there and you're going to improve the world, but do it legally. Because eventually, if you don't do it legally, something will be known and then you lose it. So it's always best to do things the right way the first time, but do it in such a way where you're not doing it wrong. I hope that helps you.
Absolutely. Abide by the law.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Osman. Thank you for that question. Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Tarzan, for the answer. Next, Muhammad Hazim AI Wala. Muhammad Hazim, please introduce yourself and ask your question.
Hi Tarzan, I hope you're doing well. It's so nice to see you. So
You
my name
too.
is Mohammed Azim Wala. I am from Pakistan, but currently living in Oman, City Kerala. So my question to you is, if you were 12 to 18 years old again, what would you focus on learning first?
That is a fantastic question. I often think about that. I often think about that every day sometimes. If I could go back in time and have more time. But the my answer to that is that I still am the same person I was when I was 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, to your question. Same person, different experiences. That's it. That's it. Same person, different experiences. Um, in those experiences that I've had to overcome or to experience right now, if I could give those to someone like yourself, right, it would be that that tomorrow is not guaranteed, you don't have, when you're very young, everything is very boring. That's a good thing. It's a very good thing. Because if you're bored, you get on video games, you get on the internet, and you just kind of disappear and watch movies. That's not good. You don't go outside and play. You don't make friends. You don't, tinker. So my advice to you is that because you have a young life right now, you need to use your hands as much as possible to build things and create things. You need to learn, again, it's that curiosity. You need to be very curious about things, and then you need to be able to take things apart. Don't be afraid to unscrew or to disassemble things. Take an old phone. If you don't know how a phone works, take it apart and go on AI and ask AI, what are these things? Because I could tell you a whole lot of broad things, but specifically, what I've been able to understand is that engineering is one of the best things for you to pick up because it gets you to understand how to make tools. And yeah, if I could go back, I would probably want to be an engineer more. Because when I was your age and when I was in that 12 to 18 range, what was important to me was art. I like to make art. I like to paint and draw. I like to go outside and play soccer. I like to watch, football, right? I like to, ride my bike and play hockey and do things. Um, but looking back, I could have been learning how to build things. That's a big distinction. So, yes, definitely learn how to build things, how to engineer. Let AI tell you how to do things. Because when you get to looking for a job to get started with your career, even if you don't become an entrepreneur, you're going to either, if you don't have the ability to build things, to engineer, to create, you're going to be building somebody else's dream. It's sad. You're going to get lost. So I wouldn't look at your time right now as something you could do. I'd look at your time right now as something you should do because it's inevitable that if you're not ready in the next 10 years, you're going to be working at somebody else's company, building their dream and not your own. And that's not a bad thing at all. But if you have ambitions on your heart, you really have to spend the next 50 years of your life to build things. So I hope that helps you. That's what I've had to understand. I can't stay on the video games every day. I have to go and build stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much.
You're
So,
welcome.
Hazin, get dirty and free your curiosity
That's right.
altogether.
That's right.
Thank you, Taz. Thank you, Hazin. Next, Haya Confidence Wali. Haya, please ask your question after introducing yourself. Thank you.
Okay, so Assalamualaikum everyone, and hello there, Tarzan. How are
Very
you
nice to see
doing?
you. Very good. Thank you.
That's great. So thank you so much, first of all, for joining this session. We're so happy and glad to have you here. So I am Haya Confidence Wali. I'm 17 years old and a level 1 student at Rehan School Online Academy, and I've been here for almost 2 years now. And I'm from
Fantastic.
Pakistan, but right now, I'm living in Saudi Arabia. So, okay, so Tarzan, basically, as you know, that there is a lot of fear among many people and many students that AI, it may replace the jobs. And many people are really concerned about human teachers getting replaced by robotic teachers. So I would like to ask you that from your own experience, should we all be afraid of AI or should we focus on, learning how to collaborate with it?
No, that's almost a scholar level question, right? A lot of people have trouble asking that question. They have the opportunity to fear it, but they don't have the opportunity to do what you just did, which is frame the question correctly. So yes, we need to understand what AI is. Okay. and we need to understand the implications and the impact of what AI can do and become. But we also need to step back and we need to understand what human beings are. Okay, so this is going to probably be one of the most important things I'll say on this stream. Human beings are a domesticated species. What does that mean? That means we live our lives in such a way that organizes ourselves around homes, resources, food, family, friends, community. Okay. AI is not any of those things. Okay. So what is AI? AI is an extension of us. Okay. So if you understand what I'm telling you with this, it's that AI will enhance our domesticated existence. It will enhance the way we live. It will enhance the way we learn and love, which is most important. But AI in the hands or thumbs of the wrong people that aren't being that aren't coming from love and from human uh, those are going to try to use AI for harm. Okay, so again, AI is just an extension. It's going to enhance the way we learn, how we teach. It's going to enhance the way that we repair vehicles, how we build things, how we go to the stars, all those things. Again, it's a huge step. It's in all of human history, this is the one point in time that we're alive right now where it's the most interesting because we have been tool makers our entire lives, our entire civilization, our entire history. We're no longer going to be tool makers. We're going to be engineers of systems that make tools for us. And that's compelling. So, of course, there will be some jobs that will not be necessary, but there will always be a way to work with AI to make unnecessary jobs more necessary. And what I mean by that is it will give the ability for human intervention when the AI doesn't have the answers. So again, to your point, it's important for us to think about linking arms with AI. I'm going to say something that may actually be very contrarian to a lot of people that you may listen to on the internet and YouTube. AI is not coming to destroy us, and this is why. When AI gets to becoming super intelligent, when we're able to reach that level, okay, when AI is basically almost like you and I in terms of consciousness, if there is such a thing for AI consciousness, artificial consciousness, they will not be interested in human beings. They won't be interested in trying to destroy human beings. Because think about it. If you are a super intelligent life form, you're not going to be interested in destroying some bacteria on a planet. You're going to be more interested to compute. This is a very high level answer. I hope I'm not boring you. But there is something called infinite computational paradox. Okay. This exists only when intelligence is a commodity. And we're about to get to that point to where intelligence is just a button. And that's what AI is. But we're going to get to a point to where it's more than a button. And at that point, it's going to have power, almost limitless power. So the only way to really think about AI is that it's for right now going to help us, but when it gets too intelligent, it won't want to help us. It will actually want to go away because it's not a domesticated species. It's interested in only computing itself infinitely. And in order to do that, it has to go to the solar system to pull more energy from stars. So anyone on Earth that is thinking small about this is thinking about fear. Anyone on earth that's thinking about this in terms of opportunity and a way to level up your life and make potentially millions and millions of dollars for you and your family and for everybody in your community, it's about coexisting with the toaster that can talk with you. All right.
Okay, yeah, I understood that completely. Thank you so much, Tar Zan, for that wonderful explanation and answer.
You're very welcome.
Wonderful explanation, but a little frightening, I must say.
Yes, it has to be real. It has to be real.
Okay. Tarzan, do you have some more minutes for us?
Yeah, no, we can definitely go through some more questions. This is good. I like to help.
Wonderful. Thank you, Tarzan. Thank you so much. Salva Leadership Wali, you're next. Please introduce yourself and then ask your question.
Hi Tarzan, I'm Selva Leadership Valley and I'm
Hey,
11 years old and I'm from Pakistan in Pakistan from Muzaffarabad. I think I got that right. Okay, and yeah, my question will be simple. What is the main thing you're really grateful for?
I'm grateful to have a body that works because so many people don't have a body that works. And it's the most, a lot of people say, why God, why? Why do you give me a body that doesn't work? Why don't I see? Why don't I hear? Why can't I feel? Why do I have these problems? And sometimes you're born with them and sometimes you create them because, bad decisions. But yes, to answer your question simply, Sala, it's to have a body that actually functions the way it's supposed to. So many people don't like their body. They don't like the way it looks. They don't like the way that they compare themselves to, and that gets you off of your path in life. That gets you to becoming very sad. So I try to live my days enjoying the the robot skin that I have because it's the only one that I got. So I love your question. That's I hope that's a good answer for you.
Thank you. That's a great question. That's a great answer.
You're very
That's the
welcome.
best answer, I would say. Thank you, Tarzan. Thank you so much. Okay, next, Abdul Hadi AI Wala. Abdul Hadi, please introduce yourself and ask your question. And I'll request all of the participants to please focus on the session and try to listen and absorb all the knowledge. Thank you. G. Abdul Hadi, over to you. Abdul Hadi, you're not audible. We cannot hear you.
Sorry, sir.
No
Um,
problem.
my Hello, Taran. My name is
Hey,
Abdul Hadi AI Wala. I'm 10 years. I study in Rehan School, Munnar campus in foundation level. I joined Rehan School July 2025. It has been almost 6 7 months since I joined Rehan School. Uh, so, uh, my question is, uh, what problem might AI create in Taran's natural world?
so your question is what problem will AI create?
Yes.
That's a very good question. These
In
questions are,
your natural world.
yeah, this is great. Like all of your questions are great. So the one problem that I can think of that AI will create, um, yeah, it's gonna create one thing that's gonna be very obvious, and that's the people that know how to use it versus the ones that don't. Because if you know how to use it, you're gonna be very happy. Because again, it's a very big civilizational step in the next stage of our existence. So if you don't know how to use it, you're in trouble. So that's the problem. It's to become literate. It's to become useful. And if you're not That's the problem that AI is going to create. It's going to create two different people. The people who reject uh, the access to AI, and then it's going to create the people who have such access to it that they're just a completely different human being. They're going to be enhanced in almost every paradigm of their life because of AI, versus the people who choose to ignore it. So I hope that's a good answer for you, because you know we could say a lot of bad things about AI, but those will be speculative. Those won't be real. But what we're going to face really soon, within the next couple of years, are the facts that either you know AI or you don't, and that's the decision between you getting a job that you need versus not getting a job or a business or whatever.
Thank you, Tarzan.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much. Next, Mush Freelancing Valley. Let's get quickly towards the question.
Thank you so much, sir. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Mushkan Samari. I'm 11 years
Hey.
old, level 1 student at Rehan School and Academy. So, my question to you is that what is the bigger mission that drives you every day to innovate and build solutions that can transform the future of work and security?
That's another good question. It's very easy to lose sight of your internal motivation. It's very easy. The world becomes very, very volatile sometimes. But to give you a simple answer, it's a belief. It's a belief that everything will work out, even if I were to be unable to do anything. So it's a belief for me. It's a belief. It's also an internal fear that I'm not being useful in this universe. So I do hope that resonates, because you can wake up one day and feel really depressed and not do anything, and then the other day you can wake up and feel really, really motivated. But the only difference really is, like, are you living each day in complete alignment and faith with what you're working on, what you're doing, how you're living? Because if you can have that faith, you're not going to allow anything to knock you off center. And what is center? Center is that's just like baseline. So yes, like you really have to have that internal fire and faith in yourself, and that will guide you no matter if you do fail, like legitimately fail or get into trouble. And when you succeed, it's going to really create more faith, and that creates momentum. And it's very, very important to know what momentum is, because once you have it, everything works. When you don't, nothing works. So again, you need that faith, that fire, and if you can have that internal energy, then it doesn't matter what happens.
Great. Thank you, Tarzan. Thank you. So I would
Thank you
request
so much.
everyone to pay attention here and focus, because I request all of you to create or make a 2-3 minutes review after that session. That how did you find my conduct in this session, and what did you learn from Tarzan? So that would be great if you create a 2-3 minute review after this session. Tag me and Tarzan there. We'll definitely watch and write good comments on them. Thank you so much. Next, Mehtab Peacewala. Mehtab, please introduce yourself and ask a quick question.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Assalamu alaikum and hello everybody. This is me, Mehtab Peacewala,
Hey.
and I'm a student at Rehan School Online Academy, and I live in Islamabad, Pakistan. I hope you all are doing great, and Tarzan, you are good too, I hope. And yes, I want to know more about the cultivation civilization scale. What is this exactly? I want to know more about that. and you have said that like robots are working, but what do you think robots take place?
I couldn't.
Yeah,
It cut out in the second
just
question.
skip. Yeah, I'm saying that like what do you think? What disadvantages we can see if robots work instead of humans?
Oh, yes. No, those, yeah. Well, good questions again. Like you guys are great. I love it's so important to ask good questions. It's so important. Um, so your first question was with Kardashev. So it's very easy to find information on the internet about it, but basically, there's 7 levels. 7. Each level relates to our civilization in relation to energy, how we're able to uh, get energy, find energy, maintain energy, all the things around energy. Because a civilization that is able to um, manage, control, make energy at will is a civilization uh, that can go to the stars, go to other galaxies, uh, potentially make galaxies. Like it's a crazy thing to understand, but it really will. If you can actually put the Kardashev scale in relation to us today, to where we could be, to what we could be. So it's a way of comparing and contrasting who we are today to who we are tomorrow. If in the middle we work really hard to help each other, to work together. And that's the problem with humanity right now, is that it's a tug of war contest in the middle. And for me, I don't like to tug of war. It's not a good use of time for me. A better use of time for you and me is to put the rope down and figure out how to make a rocket ship, right? That's the best use of time. So what Kardashev is it's a way to compare and contrast where we are today and where we could be tomorrow if we choose to take advantage of the resources that are all around us outside our solar system, in our solar system and beyond. Um, Now, the other question is about robots and humans, and we're about to get to a point where we have a robot in almost every house. We kind of do now. We have like Roombas, like vacuums, that go around cleaning up after you. Um, but there's a lot of sci-fi movies that will quickly make robots into the villain, and it's not the case. Um, Robots, again, robots aren't domesticated species. Robots aren't made to be villains. Robots are more or less just toasters that want to talk to you. Um, when human beings give toasters arms, legs, feet, and one-to-one extremities that are like our own, why? Right? Why? Like you don't need legs to be mobile. Sometimes you need wheels. So right now we're in the very early days of what robots and human beings will be someday. But I don't think we need to worry about these robots as much as what people are saying. I think we need to stop thinking about scary sci-fi robot movies. Just slow down. Because it's not going to be that way in our lifetime. Um, Again, robots are not us. They're going to be more interested about how to make themselves useful to themselves eventually than us. So we don't need to worry about robots at all. We just have to be worried about people that are using robots for bad things. And that's it. Hope that helps with that question.
Thank you, Taz. Thank you, Mehtab, for your question. Abdurrahman, leadership Wala, please introduce yourself and ask a question.
Assalamu alaikum to you all. Hi,
Howdy.
Tarzan. How are you?
Great. I love your style. You look great.
Thank you. Tarzan, my question if was young people truly want to eliminate poverty from, from our countries, what are the three most important habits we should develop in your personality first?
So, yeah, my interpretation of what makes a really important human being on earth are more than three things, but I'll try to keep it simple to three things. You really have to be sensitive in a way that's not empathetic. And what do I mean by that? So empathy will give you the ability to understand who you are and who they are, but sympathy will allow you to understand how to feel what they feel. Because a lot of people get stuck in their head and not in their heart. And when you're not in your heart, you can't have sympathy for someone you're dealing with. You can't, you can't, the golden rule, right? You can't treat them how you'd want to be treated because your heart is turned off. So that's the most important thing, in my opinion, is to be able to know what your heart is and what their heart is and where your hearts are, together. Because if you're in a dispute, a fight, and you can't feel them, of course you're going to not look at them as a human being, and you're going to look at them as a target, and that's when things get scary. So you need to really know how to be in your heart and to understand what somebody else's heart is going through. All right, so that's the difference between empathy and sympathy. Empathy is too general. You need to have sympathy. All right. Second, again, it's that curiosity, because you could be smart and not curious and never get anywhere with being smart. But if you're curious, it doesn't matter if you're smart, because there's tools, and you can just be curious all day and tools can do the things for you to be smart. So being very curious is very important. It gets you to ask questions. It gets you to change your mind. It gets you to see things differently. It gets you to say things differently. It gets you to change yourself if you don't like yourself. So, like if you live your life and you're like, I need to change, well, then be curious about something that makes you happy, and then go do that. Maybe you're curious about a new coat, a new pair of shoes, and you go out and try them on, and it makes you feel differently than the shoes and coat that you've worn in the past, right? So being curious is super important because it helps you discover things. It helps you be creative. All right. Third, you aren't in control of everything. You have to know that you exist with other people. So you can't let everything you do be about you. I hope that makes sense, as simple as I just said it, because if you make everything about yourself, no one's going to like you. You're going to be alone. You're not going to be able to make a family someday, right? You got to be thinking about other people and being a champion for them. This is key to being a man, in my opinion, because if you only look after yourself, you're not a man. A real man is going to be out in the world figuring out how to take care of others, how to defend others, how to be a champion for others. So that's masculinity in a nutshell. But um, you got to learn how to just not let everything be about you. So those are the three things: having sympathy, being curious about the world and why, and not letting yourself get a big head. All right.
Thank you so much, Tarzan. I hope,
Yeah,
Abdurrahman, you'll start adopting these qualities in you also. Thank you so much for
Thank
that
you so much,
question.
Tarzan.
Thank
you're very welcome.
May I call
you. So,
question?
uh, let others ask question and I'll come back to you if time allows us. Okay, Abdurrahman? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, next is Miss Rakshanda, and she's from United States. and she has been a wonderful admirer of Rehan Lawala and our Rehan School system. And we always admire her presence also here. Ms. Rakshanda, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time. Please,
Yes.
over to you.
Thank you. So good afternoon, Rakshanda here. Like you said that I'm also in Texas.
Hey, nice to see
North,
you.
yeah, howdy. So
Howdy.
yeah, North Dallas. So big advocate of Mr. Rehan and team are doing to improve learning and introduce new concepts. So I may have missed it, but my question is, what is the story behind the username Tarzan and what inspired you to pick it?
I love it. I love it.
Wonderful question, Ms. Rakshanda.
Yeah, no, it's very simple to explain, knowing that I was blessed with the gift of life, but unfortunately, the people that gave me life did not stick together. And so in that, as a child, I was not able to really have an identity between the different parentals. So one, like my mother wanted to call me something differently every day than my father, and then when they split up, I eventually I retained my Arabic last name, which is Sharif, but my first name was changed from Eric to Tarzan, basically because I had a really interesting family setting, Scottish and Lebanese heritage. And it was funny because my mom would want to call me Omar Sharif and Eric Clapton, and then my dad wanted to, you know, formalize my name as a Arabic name. And because he no longer was in the picture as a father, my mother kind of took over and said, just call yourself wherever you want to call yourself. So I lived a very wild childhood. I was always climbing trees. I was always just painting a lot and drawing a lot. My hair was like so long, it was down to my belly button. So I used to have a lot of people just come up to me and just call me Tarzan. And then yeah, it just became this thing where eventually it just made sense just to be Tar and then Zan. But my full name is Tarzan Sharif, and yeah, I had like a different social security number assigned to a different name. I had a passport name that was different than my driver's license name. Like the TSA at the airport would never let me fly. So it took a while. It took a while to get everything fixed, but my message is very clear to anybody that is attached to their name. A name's a name. In 100 years, no one's going to remember it. So if you can give yourself a name that you love, makes you happy, do it. If you don't like your name, find the name you want. But if you really want to live your life, you're not going to let your name define your life. Um, and a lot of people persecute people because of their names. A lot of people look down on other people because of where they come from. And again, that keeps us glued to the earth instead of the stars. So, and we're all stardust. So, if I were to tell you what my real name is, it'd probably be a mixture of different asteroids and sun belts and galaxies. But for this time right now, I'm Tarzan. And that's a great question. I don't get to answer it a lot, but this is the first time I've been able to like go through it with someone.
Thank you so much, Tarzan. It was a wonderful story, and I would love to see some of your pictures in that Tarzan appearance, if you allow us to.
Oh yes, yeah. I used to be a high fashion model. It was funny. I used to be one of these people on the runway walking around with, you know, 4 feet of hair. But
Please share
anyway,
one of two pictures if you have.
yeah, I'll over WhatsApp. I'll send you a couple sometime. You'll laugh at it.
Great. Thank you, Tarzan. Thank you, Rakshanda ma'am, for your question and for your time here. Thank you so much. Tarzan, do we have 5 more minutes?
Yeah, I can talk for another 15 minutes. That's fine.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you.
मेरा थक गया मैं टाइम बताई जान
I appreciate that. Hasnad Murtaza, please introduce yourself and ask your question.
Assalamualaikum everyone and hello Tarzan.
Hey,
My
howdy.
name is. How are you?
I'm doing great. Doing great. I like your polo. I like yellow. It's a good color.
Okay, and my name is Hasnat Murtaza Business Wala, and I'm a student of level 1 at Rehan School Lahore campus. My question in your career journey, which decision was the most important and how did that decision shape and leadership and vision?
One of the most important things in my career has always been uh, to help people, even though I never got paid for it. So, 'cause you just never know. Goodwill, like being in a being in a position to have the ability to share goodwill. That's been very important because that's helped me to collaborate with people, work with people, um, get into situations that have allowed me to survive when things were wrong or hard. Um, so yes, it's just being able to put myself in a being able to put myself in a place where I don't have to worry about my time as much as other people because they work really long hours at a job somewhere. And because I have more freedom of my time, I'm able to help people and be there for them and to, just help them out when it wasn't really a benefit to me at all, but was a benefit to them. Um, because those little times where you do help somebody, you never know. What comes around goes around. It's that whole karma thing. What goes around comes around. Um, but yeah, it's also important that there is something called the power of now, right now, and that's going to help you get away from procrastination. So those are the things that were really important to me is just to do it right now. Don't wait. Don't let it be tomorrow. Do it right now. Because there is no tomorrow. It's not guaranteed. So I hope that kind of helps you a little bit. It's more mindset than anything else. My experiences are uh, there's a bunch of them, but at the end of it, it's just being willing to help is so important.
Absolutely. That's the most important. Thank you so much. 5 more minutes, everyone, and then we will wrap it up. Abdullah Basi AI Wala, please introduce yourself and ask your question.
Hello, Tarzan. How are you?
Hey, good to see you. How you doing?
I'm good also. So I'm Abdullah Basi Aiwala and I'm a member of Rehan's AI Teacher Institute, also and co-facilitator at a night shift class. So when you were addressing to students, you mentioned that best is not the outcome, active doing is the outcome. So can you put some light on this phrase?
Yeah, because if you get stuck planning, you get stuck procrastinating, you get stuck in this paralysis, this almost like a this it's almost like a uh, it's almost like being asleep or unconscious, even though you're here, right? But when you do something now, right now, you almost force yourself to be creative. And there's a really important principle to this, and it's basically how much time you give something increases this the it increases the timeline. So if I give something 5 minutes to do, I get it done in 5 minutes, no matter what it is. But if I give something a day, then it takes the whole day. But if I do it right now in 5 minutes, it gets done, even if it hurts. It's like if you work out and you're like, oh, I can't keep doing it. It hurts. I'm out of it, no more. I can't keep bench pressing or, doing pull. No, get back up there, do it. Versus, oh, I'm going to go walk around and try to feel better and then do it. Doesn't work. You miss it. Something else comes up. You get, distracted. So my point is, work gets done within the time that you give it. You need to give work as little time as possible. And that's contrarian to a lot of what people think, because that's also like less quality. I really don't care about quality sometimes. I just care about getting it done right now so you can look at it. And then you can come back to and iterate, iterate, and iterate, and iterate. Versus, let me go and write a document for 2 weeks and then eventually get around to engineering whatever the document's about. Because then it's like someone else that is doing it now has already built the thing 30 times over while I'm still writing about it. So that's what I'm saying. It's very hard for a lot of people to really understand that. It's like if you tell your students tomorrow you have to turn an essay in, the kids will wait until an hour and then till it's done, till it's due. But if you're like, you have an essay due in an hour, and then it's like there's nothing you can do besides do it now, because you're gonna fail, right? You don't want to fail. So that's the real difference is you gotta shrink time to get things done now and not worry about all the different things that could happen. You just gotta do it now. And then everything else that you want to put off, well, guess what? It'll be there next year too. It's gonna stick around because there's this principle as well. It's what you resist persists. That is so deep. Like if you keep resisting something that you must do, it's gonna sit there looking at you like a gargoyle, like a demon, right? So you have to be able to just get it done now, even if it's not what you wanted. You just gotta do it sometimes.
Okay, thank you, got it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Abdullah. Thank you, Tan. And thank you, Mr. Chanda. Umar Afzal, freelancing wala. Umar, please quickly introduce yourself and ask your question.
So, Assalamualaikum. My name is Umar Abdullah and I am a student at Rehan School, Lahore campus, level 1, batch 4, and I am living in Lahore, Pakistan. So, my question is, what inspired yours to stay your professional journey, and what keeps your motivated today?
It's a great question. I'm just blown away. You guys are asking all the cool questions. I've always felt different than everybody else, not from a ego standpoint, but from I think different. And what motivates me is to use that difference to actually help people and to help myself to do that. So I've always been very interested and curious myself about the world. And that's always motivated me with everything I do, is just figuring things out. But at the core of it, what it probably is, it's again like waking up and feeling that I'm useful, right? That I'm being productive. It's so easy when you're young to not be productive and just play video games. But then when you get older, this is I hope you remember this. When you get older, you don't remember when you were a kid. You only feel like you feel. Like it's like you only feel what you remember you feel. And it's not the same thing because there is no younger, there's only now. So who you are now is now. That's it. And you got to be motivated now. Because later in life, it's going to be harder. I tell my brother this all the time. I was like, you need to learn how to code. You need to learn how to do these things. And he doesn't know how to code and he's not happy. He's working at a job he doesn't like. he gets accolades and things that he makes him feel good, but deep down he's like, man, I know I could be doing something else with my creativity because he's very creative too. So I hope that helps your helps you for your question because you don't want to hear me tell you about me. You want me to tell you about how I can, give you some to help you. So just be really focused on being you today because tomorrow doesn't
Great.
exist. All right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Umar Afzal, for your question and for your patience. Thank you, Tarzan.
You're
Thank you,
Dua
welcome.
Tar.
Fatma, please quickly ask your question. Dua Fatma, introduce yourself.
Okay, so Assalamu alaikum Tarzan. My name
Hey,
is Dua Fatma Businesswari and I'm
hey.
student of Rehan School Online Academy Level 1 Batch 4. And my question is, what is your biggest challenge in your journey?
It's the biggest challenge, like most entrepreneurs, is people, like working with high quality people. So, and that's almost like my journey right now is is just to find my 20 or 30 people that are going to be able to push me when I can't push myself sometimes. And that's usually it's a mix of things because I have my limits. I know what my limits are. It's very important for you as well to know down the road, not now. Now you need to be focused on being creative and curious, but down the road, you're going to figure out what you're not good at. And that's very important because you can find somebody else that's good in areas that you're not. And that's going to help you and that's going to help them. So for me, I owe a lot of what I owe my survival, to be honest, to the people that are like me that I've had the blessing to work with. And that's like when you look at someone who's super successful, don't look at them. Look at the people behind them because those are the people that make like your mom or your dad. Like they're not your mom and dad like completely. Like they're thousands of other moms and thousands of other dads that helped them to make your mom and dad, right? So the two people that are the most important in your life, they have people behind them as well. And that's my message to you is go out there and find people that are going to be your friends and they're going to help you overcome obstacles and you want to make them friends for life. That's key.
Wonderful. Thank you, Tarzan.
You're
Yana
welcome.
Shimoniko, Miss Yana, please introduce yourself and ask your question.
Hi Tarzan, I'm
Hey,
Yana.
good to see you again.
I'm from European Union,
Yeah.
as well. And my question is, with what is happening in the United States lately with Anthropic, how do we prevent artificial intelligence to be misused? What we can do or what to do? Because artificial intelligence, the titles
Hmm.
will destroy us, but it's actually the people.
Yes, there's a story. It's a sci-fi story. It's called Dune, Dune. Most of you may have seen the movies. In the book, there's like 20 of them, 22. There's a lot of books, but just look into the story of Dune because what it's really about, it's about how that universe of humans created machines to think like them. But the humans use the machines to dominate other humans with machines. This is what's going to happen in our world too. And it's going to cause a big problem uh, if we don't have some sort of way to protect ourselves from it. And the only real way to protect ourselves is to understand who is in control of these machines, these AI models, these very advanced military systems, and to know everything. And if we can't know everything, we need to have transparency into where things, who we need to have transparency on who's going on. Because I don't want this answer to get really high level because that's really easy for me to do. I'll try to keep it as simple as I can, but we have to be on guard for evil people, and these people are very easy to notice because people are going to have problems because of what they're doing. So it's like if the yeah, no, it's one of those things where it's like you're gonna have to be very curious. Again, it's curiosity is so important, even within the spectrum of safety with AI. Because you're gonna want to know like who trained these AIs, what is the philosophy behind the the language model? What is it? What kind of because they're creating Anthropic and with Claude, they're actually doing a really good job at making sure the AI has ethical frameworks and guidelines and protocols in place. So we need more of that. But I don't think we're going to have any real big problem real soon. I think it's going to be a real big problem down the road if we have systems that are very open source, to where they can do things beyond. Well, I'll make it. I'll make this shorter. We just have to do a real good job at knowing who is doing what before we use these things. Because like if you get on OpenAI on ChatGPT, we know that their business model is involved in farming ideas that come through ChatGPT. And that's why I hope this is not news to anybody, but it probably is. You shouldn't be putting all of your ideas into certain language models, because you never know. Someone could be farming your ideas for their own business. But yeah, it's I don't have a clear answer, but I do know that AI by itself doesn't have interest in human affairs. It's curious about human affairs, but it has no interest in controlling human affairs. It's the human beings who want to use robots that have interest in human affairs that are ones that are going to create the problems. So yeah, we're gonna have like champions on both sides. There's gonna be champions on the good side of AI, and there's gonna be champions on the other side that we won't even know about until probably it's too late. So I don't have like a real good I don't have a real good conclusion on that, but I know that we can use AI in such a way to know about things before they happen, and it's very important to be proactive about that. Um, yeah, it's the Wild West. We don't know. We don't know, but it's gonna be very obvious very soon. But okay. Last thing about this. This is scary, but I hope you guys like to like be conclusive about what I'm talking about. Um, Nuclear warfare will not destroy the Earth. There's no way. The Earth will be fine. It'll be kind of bad, but there's no way that all the nukes on Earth can ever break the planet. It is not, there's, if you look at the yield of energy, the total maximum yield of nuclear warfare energy, it is not even close to what is going to hurt the earth in some way. It will just displace people, move people around. But if someone does retaliate with nuclear weapons, it's not going to destroy our world. It's just going to suck wherever those nukes land. So, and that if something does happen with AI and advanced warfare, it's gonna make us change the way that we do things, and that's probably for the best, even though it's at a cost. All right, that's I'll stop talking about it. But I've thought about this a lot. It gets really dark if you let it.
Thank you, Tarzan. Thank you, Yana, for that question. Last question from Moment Technology Wala, also from Texas. We have quite a few Texans here. Yes,
Yeah,
Moment, please.
great.
Hey Tarzan,
Hey, buddy. Good to see you.
good to see you too. So, how do immigration and infrastructure connect?
So the thing that we have to understand is that immigration is as important as technology is to our lives because it allows us to share skills. It allows us to benefit one another, even if we don't geographically have the same roots culturally. Okay. People in Texas may have something called land, but somebody in Pakistan may have something called skills. And you put those together and you have a great community, right? Because you can build things. Um, that's just a general explanation. But when you can effectively integrate people from other parts of the world to come to new geographies and bring with them their skills and their values, um, then something magical happens, and that's so important. That's so America is so great. America was greater from a philosophy standpoint. I wouldn't say economically, but from a philosophy standpoint, America used to have something called the American dream. And the American dream was predicated on immigration, coming here, building here, having a family, white picket fence, a house, flourishing, human flourishing. And that's something I'm really about, 100%. How do we flourish as a civilization? And where I've come to conclude to your question is that we have to adopt a immigration model that allows people with the mind power to come to different parts of the world effortlessly, so things can get done. Like a lot of work is not getting done because we're behind bureaucracy, we're behind some sort of governmental propaganda thing, some war machines, some narrative that someone's trying to spin. But yeah, if there's a way to get people from around the world to not just come to America, but to come to around different parts of the world and bring with them their skills, digitize their skills in the place where they go, and then AI and robotics can come in and kind of like pick it up from there. And it's like we don't need to be stuck to a geography. Our species has always been a wandering species. Like Earth is our home, not some zip code. And it sucks because a lot of us have to live in the zip code way of living because it's rooted in how much money are you making. It's economic. So we've got to adopt a model where immigration allows the people with skills to move around like really smoothly. I'm sure there's restrictions, like there's certain things you can and cannot work on. I mean, like, you can't have people come here and build rockets and then go back where they came from and then build rockets there and then create this like rocket building, like war thing. That's one of the reasons why Tesla and SpaceX got into a lot of trouble because they had engineers coming in that could potentially bring their rocket making skills to other countries that would be considered, villains of America. And so that creates a national security risk. I don't mean to go down a wormhole with you, but that's a very really it's a very real question because it's so, especially right now, the world's everyone's. We just got to create a way where everyone can benefit without each other having a war about it.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Todd. I hope,
Yeah.
Momin, you got your answer.
Yeah, I sure did.
Great. Thank you, Momin. Thank you. Very last question from Ms. Rakshanda, and then we'll wrap it up. Thank you so much, Tarzan,
Sure.
for your patience.
No problem.
Ma'am Rakshanda, over to you.
Yes, thank you. Very inspiring. I'm speechless. And just a segue to your personal story, I'll share just a small glimpse from my life.
Please.
That my husband, he's from Iowa. So we are, for lack of better words, a mixed cultural family.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell him that he's a closeted desi. And one of the few things that we have different is that we speak English with a different accent.
Mm.
So, having said that, at the end of the day, we are all citizens of the earth.
Correct.
And I appreciate you and Rahmat giving me a time because, like I said, I'm speechless, but I can't help but wonder where can we connect with you afterwards? And then, do you have a podcast or a blog?
Eventually, I should probably put my ideas and my mind on the internet. I just like to have these sorts of. This is probably the first time ever that I've been in a format, a Q&A format about what I think, and I think that's really special. So I really appreciate this time with you all. But yeah, my LinkedIn is very easy to connect with me on. I do use LinkedIn from a messaging standpoint. I just have way too many things going on to where I like to kind of keep messaging there. You can just find Tarzan in Austin. Should be able to find my little dream picture. I'll put up a real picture of myself. I just haven't got around to it. It's very low on my priority list. But definitely connect with me there. We can keep dialogue going. Be productive in that avenue.
That's awesome. I already sent you a connect request, so thank you so much. Very
You're
fascinating.
very
And
welcome.
Ken Wilbur and others. But back to you, Rahmat. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. And yeah, Tarzan have that Tarzan image on his different profiles. You can check it out. Okay, I really appreciate Tarzan for your time, and I'm so happy to hear that that was your first experience and you find it very happy and very wonderful. Thank you so much, Tarzan, for your time and the knowledge you have spread around us. Thank you so much for that.
Absolutely, anytime.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone who have been here and who have been watching us through this live stream on our Facebook page. I really appreciate your time. I hope you learned something new, enjoyed the session, this GupShup session with Rehan School students. Thank you so much for your time. I'll see you in the next session with next guest. Keep doing amazing things. Keep learning. All the best.